Hello everyone. So continuing from the previous video, after our lunch in Nako, we are heading towards Kaza. The time is around 2:30 now. It's not even 10 kilometers and we got our first water crossing. It's not a big water crossing. It's not shallow also. I guess because of the landslide, the water is flowing on the road. The roads are good and the beautiful valleys around. Here the mountains are dry. Even I had the question why it is like such a dry land over here. Then when we were having our lunch, the shop owner he was telling during the winter it snowfalls over here. So that is the reason you don't see any trees or plants over here. We just stopped by for a small pit stop and looking at these valleys we just took some pictures. Nako is like a hilltop, and once we got down that hill, it was like a plain, and the landscape changed again. We were like 5 kilometers away from Gue Monastery, and there was a checkpost in a village called Shang Sumdo. Hope I'm pronouncing it properly. So again, we had to give the same details to the police over here, and they collected like 100 rupees for each bike for Himachal tourism, I guess. Until this checkpost, the roads were good, and after that, you can see in this video the roads were narrow and the roads were getting bad again. So this is the deviation for Gue Monastery. So it's like you need to take a right turn from the main road for the Kaza. So it's like 8 kilometers detour. In 8 kilometers we'll arrive at Gue Monastery. So Gue Monastery, it's famous for the mummy, like the oldest mummy in India, like 550 years back. While digging the border post along the China, they found the mummy and they've kept it in the monastery. It is to believe that it was a mummy of a Buddhist monk. I guess this is the only mummy which is found and kept in India and open for public to visit. This 8 kilometers road was terribly bad. We were like 2 kilometers away and we saw two bikers who were like waving hands. So we just stopped by. Then we got to know the road is closed because of landslide. The roads are washed away, and even they were like waiting here for 30 minutes, but still nothing bad happened. So these guys were from Orissa and they rented out a bike from Chandigarh and they are doing the Spiti circuit. So our bad luck, we were not able to visit the monastery. So again, we had to turn around and we started towards Kaza again. So we joined the Kaza main road again. From the deviation, Tabo is around 35 kilometers and Kaza is around 80 kilometers to go. And looking at the roads, I think it will take like more than 3 to 4 hours to reach over there. Looking at these big rocks, it is little scary, but at the same time we were like so excited to see like what's ahead. Like the landscape is just drastically changing and how the roads will be ahead. So it was a good experience. It was like 10 kilometers away from Tabo, and we entered a village. I don't know what's the name of that village. And on the right hand side, I don't know if the camera is picking up, we could see a big Buddha statue. So we thought if the route is there, we'll go and check it out what's there on the top. So again, we just took a detour as we didn't visit Gue Monastery. We had some time, and the roads were like this. It was like 600 meters from down to reach that Buddha statue, and the roads were like fully gravel, and it was a good experience driving in this road. This is the view which we are getting out from there, and it was so peaceful out there. Only you can hear is the wind noise. Apart from that, nothing. After a 30 minutes break over there, we started off to Kaza. After that gravel road, again we joined back our Kaza main road. We were entering Tabo. If you take the Spiti circuit, you have two to three main villages. So one of them is Tabo. Tabo, they have like monasteries over here, and you do have homestays. So if you're doing the circuit and if you think you're late, you can stay in Tabo as well. Generally, what people do is once they start from Chitkul, they try to stay in Tabo so that they can visit the monasteries over here. Few kilometers from Tabo and again back to the dusty roads. I guess owning a Scrambler or an adventure bike, the advantage is that you can stand and ride, which makes a big difference because the bike just lights on everything on what you put on. Like let it be a dusty road or gravel roads or potholes or anything. If you just stand and move on, you won't feel anything. Personally, I like the suspension setup on this bike. I don't know about others, but I liked it. While nearing Kaza, the landscape was changing again. The river was getting so wide, and the right hand side I could see from stone it's like mud, which is in like a solid state. Oh my god, see on the right hand side how that mud has formed into a solid state, and it is like a architecture on the mountain. So at last we were entering Kaza, and while entering Kaza, right after that arch on the left hand side, you can see there is a Royal Enfield service station over here. So if you guys are doing the circuit and the Royal Enfield, so it is good for you guys that you have service station all around the circuit, but it is always best to carry all the spare parts and the tools with you when you are doing this Spiti circuit or the Leh Ladakh. That's always a good practice. The time was around 7 p.m. and you can see the sun is still out. Generally here the sun sets very late. In few meters we stopped at a place where the road leads to the old Kaza and the new Kaza, and after that my GoPro just shut down. All the batteries were out, so I had to stop over there. So from that point we went towards the new Kaza where we have the petrol pump, so I had to stop the video over there. So after that point we moved towards the new Kaza where we have the fuel station. So there we went, and luckily we got a place to stay. So in next video I'll show like where we had stayed. So in Kaza we'll be staying for 2 nights, because the next day what we have planned is to visit the comic village, the highest post office in the world, then to the Chicham bridge, and then to Gue Monastery, and again we'll be heading back to Kaza and we'll stay for another night. So see you guys in the next video. Thank you and cheers.